Here's my review of a Parrot Bebop and Skycontroller Black hard shell case. It came in a nice sturdy box. No other packaging around the actual case. But as you can see, it came out in good condition. No scratches and no marks. The outer shell is nice and firm. It has 4 little legs to protect it from the ground. The sides are nice and sturdy as well. Looks like it'll be able to take a bit of a bashing. Looking round at where the zip is, all nice and flush, no jagged bits, looks well made. On the back we seem to have a very nice carrying handle with 2 shoulder straps nicely sewn in. Adjustable straps, it's be easy to fit. Also comes with these little eyelet things to hang things off of, drinks I suppose and whatever. Also a chest strap which when connected stops the shoulder straps falling off, gives a nice tight fit. Definitely not going to fall off. All the seams where they're sewn seems very good. No weak points. Then on the back here, as you can see, we have 2 padded areas to protect your back when you're walking. It's soft at the back but fairly solid. Let's turn it over to open it up. The zips move nice and freely, even though later I did have a bit of a problem with one of the zips, but that was only because I'd done one side up too far, so I didn't get an even flow on it. On the back bit we have 3 little pockets. You get about 3 fingers in each. Then you have a big pocket and another little pocket. Plenty of room for cables and directions and stuff like that, manuals or whatever. And you have a securing strap nicely sewn into the case. Not going to move, shouldn't take much weight anyway, it's just to keep everything in place. Bit of foam, we'll come back to that later. Inside we have 1 battery hole, somewhere for the charger, another battery hole and a 3rd battery hole. Then we have an area for the props, or spare props. And then just down here we have a little gap to put your strap. The foam is nice and soft but will give a firm resistance. These are where the legs of the bebop go. I think it only goes in one way, so we'll find that out later when we fill it up. The top of it's nice and firm, firmer than the middle. Now let's see about putting things in. Oops, dropped the battery, but lucky enough my foot was there to break the fall. My foot will fix itself, the battery won't, so I'll put that straight in. Fits in nice and snug, definitely not going to fall out or move while it's in there. The reason I bought this case was because the bebop case I think was about £120. Well, this one at £54.99 from Amazon seemed a better case, being having hard shell. I don't need these bits because they're just adapters for the plug for the charger and the screen adapter for different size iPads. Well, here we go, there goes the charger. Fits in there nice and snug. The cables I like to put in this hole because it's closer to the charger. You could put them in here I suppose, but I prefer here. I've only got 2 batteries, so no need to put more in the back when I need to. And second battery. Also a nice snug fit. see about getting the props out and putting them away. We don't need this bit. I've got an iPad, it won't fit in there, so I don't bother worrying about that. It's always the last one that's a pain to get out. There we go. As you see, they fit in there nice and snug. Not going to go anywhere, and they're well protected. Don't think you'd get any more than 4 in here. I mean, I think 4 is definitely the limit. Now we've got to remember the prop tool. Always forget this. Surprised they didn't make it a different colour, like a day-glow orange or green or something, so it shows up more easier. Might have to adapt that to put something on it to make it more noticeable. Right, now we have the screen shade. This bit fits nicely into the back part of the backpack. As it's nice and flat, it's not going to hurt your back. Now for the sky controller, don't need these two no more. I'll show you why in a minute. Just fits nicely straight in to the holes there. Once it's pushed down nice and firm, just fold the strap up, stick in that little hole I pointed out earlier to the right of the controller. Right, it gives plenty of room for the joysticks or the joy knobs on the side of the controller. It's not going to damage them, not going to move at all. It's nice and firm and solid in there. Just make sure your strap's tucked well out of the way, just so you don't foul your bebop when you put it in. As I said earlier, it only goes in one way. It doesn't go in facing down. It has to face up to the top of the backpack. But once it's in there, it's a nice tidy fit. Also, make sure you get your props situated so they're not near the zip. 1, it doesn't foul the zip, and 2, if it does take a bash on the side of the backpack, it's not going to damage them or the motors. Just leave a gap, as big a gap as you can get round them. Right, now back to this foam bit. This is where you're going to put your joysticks through. Fit in there nicely and holds everything tight. Protects the joysticks and also just gives a extra covering and protection for the bebop and the sky controller. This is the bit I just put it on here. I mean, I've not used it yet, but I'll get round to doing it, hopefully when the sun decides to shine. And with the centre strap, you just strap it up. Nice and sturdy. And fold that bit over. Make sure that your blades are out of the way. This is where I go wrong, because I do this zip up all the way, then go to do this zip up and find out it doesn't really want to go up very easy. A bit of fiddling, I do get there, bear with me. It's definitely not because the zip was faulty, it's just because I put too much pressure on that bottom corner. See, once I'm round the corner, the zip goes up fine. And there we have it, everything is in. I think it looks very smart, nice and white clean if you put it down in mud or a muddy area. You know what the grass in the UK is like. Thank you very much for watching.